Rock and roll may live forever, but we only retire once. Kevin Lamour of Our Financial Plans and Quadris Investment Services offers a large range of financial solutions from some of the biggest leaders in the investment and insurance landscape of Canada. See how a solid financial plan built with friendly and professional advice can help. Find out more at ourfinancialplans.ca or give them a call at 705-949-1316. Hey folks, and welcome to the Lonesome Cowboy Podcast. My name is Brian Tremblay. I'm your host and producer for today. And today I have a wonderful guest that's come recommended to me by a previous guest. And he goes by the name of Graven when you see his music, but it is Matt McKechnie. Say hi to everybody, Matt. How you doing?
Hey, doing all right, Brian. Thanks so much for having me, man. This is great.
Like I said, I've heard about you, and I said, yeah, and you interviewed with Matt Gower, and I saw that on there, and I said, hey, well, if Matt interviewed him, I says, I can't wait to do it too.
Yeah, Matt's awesome guy, talented dude for sure.
Yeah, he really is. I'm glad I got to know him. So is this a full-time gig for you, Matt?
Yeah, the music thing really is my main thing. I have a few little side quests that I can do to make some cash once in a while, but music really is my life, and like putting out, releasing my own original music, performing it, traveling around and doing that. That's my main thing.
Cool. Excellent. How do you maintain such a very positive attitude in a business that is designed to piss you off?
Wow, that's a great question, man. It's
Thank
true.
you, because I'm
And
struggling with
sometimes,
it myself. That's why.
oh, for sure. I've been thinking about that a lot lately, and especially as I see all of these artists who are friends of mine, a lot of them, posting now that they've been nominated for the Junos. And I couldn't be more happy for all of them. I think it's great. It's such an honor. But really, what the music world does is it sort of pits people in direct competition with each other, instead of let's work together, let's build community, let's make a cool space where anyone can come. It's not just a cool kids club, who has the best clothes, who has the best funding or whatever. It's just about the songs. And so that I let that be my driver. The songs, to answer your question, like what keeps me positive, it really is the songs. And I think that that's what always brings me back, because once in a while, as you've seen and as I've seen, people can get traction quickly. Things can happen for them. And, and I can be, being a positive person deep down, sometimes I can be like, they got into that festival. I can't believe it. I've applied 8 times and I've never gotten in, and they let them in,
Yeah.
But at the same time, what can you do? And it's really like an act of surrender. And when I find people who make great songs, I'm in. I'm so interested. I'm like glued to them. I want to like connect and learn their process and talk with them about the songs, because to me, the songs are the things that'll stand the test of time. A current stream of popularity, a current like bump in your numbers, it doesn't mean anything in the long run. It's really about the songs. Those are going to be the things that stick around past you. So that's what I try to focus on.
Yeah, good point. And I'm asking kind of questions that are slightly personal because, believe it or not, Matt, I'm that close to saying to hell with it.
Dude, I hear you. I have those days.
Yeah.
Trust me.
And
Yeah.
you know what keeps me going? I'm going to be 64 in 3 months.
Wow. Look, I was going to say you're
Thank
like
you.
my age, which is still old. Sometimes I get 37. I'm like, can we get married? Because I'm like, I'm 49, so I'm just
Oh,
on
really?
the
You're
cusp
you're
of,
you're you're on the cusp.
yeah.
Yeah, good
But I
stuff.
mean, it's just a number. You know what I mean,
Oh, I get it.
Brian? You know what I'm saying?
It's unfortunately the music business's dirty little secret. You know what I mean?
It is, and I was talking with someone about that the other day, and it is a very ageist industry. And
Yes.
I would, that's the thing too. When people say music industry, sometimes it makes my skin crawl a bit because I'm like, it's not an industry. It's not like the lumber industry or the car industry where you go and
Yeah.
work
Or the
there
steel
and
industry. Yeah.
they're the steel industry where you get a pension,
Yeah.
you
Right.
get
Yeah.
medical, you
Yeah.
get leave that's paid, you get injured leave. Not music industry is none of that. It's not an industry. There's no union, right? So when people say industry, sometimes I'm like, it's more of a, I like to say, the music world or music
Mm,
club. But yeah, I
club.
agree.
Very
And
good.
people refer to it as the industry. So unfortunately, yeah, we have to use
Yeah.
that term, but
Yeah.
it's really not an industry when you think about it.
Yeah. I like it. Well, I like to call it the music grift.
I like this, man. It's I like talking to you because it's refreshing. And I like that you're coming at it honestly because sometimes you talk to people in the music world, and I've done radio and podcast stuff, and I'm grateful for all of them. But sometimes people are just like, yeah, music's so great. Isn't it all so great? Like, it's all so great all the time. And sometimes, like, no, it's not. And I'm like,
Thank
when I
you.
see friends who are like 60 and beyond who are so talented, who have incredible songs,
Yeah.
and even friends who are like 18 or whatever that are incredible and so skilled, but they don't look a certain way, right? Or they don't fit a certain mold.
Hmm.
They can't be like marketed right the right
Yeah.
way. That stuff drives me crazy because I'm like, well, they belong at the table like everyone else because they have great songs.
Yeah.
So if your whole thing is music, when did it get away from being about the music? Now I'm just rambling, but I think you get it. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. Um, just to switch gears here a little bit, you
Yeah.
do a lot of recording on your own in your home, I gather. And that seems to be the way to go with a lot of artists today. I know you've done some studio stuff, but it looks like you do a lot of the stuff on your own.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. And I mean, it's
Awesome.
economics, and the whole deal. I think there's something to be said. I'm just making the statement. I don't have a question because I just say I like it when someone does it on their own. And the other thing that I like is that you like things like I do, raw, imperfect,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
you know?
I love that. I
And
think
and
that, yeah. Sorry, go ahead, man.
and yeah, but that's the way I look at it. And I just wish, I guess, a lot of more people would bring back and then this is what I'm trying to do is just me and the guitar and a harmonica. That's it.
Yeah.
Matt Gower's doing the same thing. He does light his album that he's coming out. Fantastic. It's just that.
Yeah.
And I wish there
That's
was more
great.
of that because then it is just about the song, right?
Yeah, that's right. And I think so. I like to do both. I like to record on my own and do an album that way. Like my last album, Always Everything, I
Hmm.
recorded all that mostly myself. I went to a little studio in town in Ottawa called Raven Street, and they
Oh
have a
yeah.
program where um, kids who are, it's called Terra, the Audio and Recording Academy, I think it's called. It's a program where kids can go and learn how to be sound engineers in a year or two. And they have a program where students are always needing to get credit on projects or whatever. So I can go in from time to time if they have a gap and record some stuff for free because it's just students setting it up, right? And like
Nice.
trying to engineer it. So I'll get some touches and stuff done there. I did have to get it engineered a little bit, always everything. But yeah, that was all me like
Yeah.
playing all the instruments, doing a lot of it here, recording acoustics and stuff here, recording vocals here, doing it my own way, and then, adding in bits. But I love that. And I love the like lonely aspect of that because I can be a bit of a lone wolf sometimes. But I
Sure.
also love the communal aspect of just in Halifax in October and going to record this new record with like 5 other people. Let's go do it. Got 6 days, bang it out. And you got like a schedule and deadline. I like that too, because then you got help and you can, bounce ideas off of people and be
Hmm.
like, well, I
Hmm.
thought we'd be more here on day 3, but we're kind of more here.
I got
So
you.
what do you want to do? See, I like both to answer your question. They're,
Well, yeah,
they're
of course.
both fun.
Yeah. Speaking of which, tell us about that because you made a little short documentary and everything about that album that you
Yeah,
went out to Nova Scotia with. Yeah, that it sounds like an adventure. Tell us about how
for
that came.
sure.
How did that
Yeah.
come about? Saying I'm going to go to Halifax.
Yeah. So I have had this friend named Charles Austin from Halifax for many, many years. When I recorded the first Graven thing ever, it was like 2001. And I'd just been emailing him, didn't know him at all. I saw a little ad on, uh, little feature on Much Music saying he was opening a studio in Halifax. And I loved his band, Super Friends. So I found an email address in the early days of the web, and I started emailing him and asking him questions about home recording at 25. Then I ended up driving out when I was 25 to just go record a bunch of songs in 2 days. It was like 14 songs in 2 days, like super ambitious, kind of insane. But that album is still out today, and I kind of like it. And it was just me and him going back and forth and adding parts. So I think we just bonded in that kind of intense time. And he was like, "Whoa, 14 songs, 2 days, man. That's a lot. Okay, well, let's try it." And we became buddies, and so he helped engineer and played a bit on my album I did with Joel Plaskett called Simple Complex. That was like 2022. And then this one, I just wanted to go back and record with Charles at his own studio in Halifax, and my friend Melissa Payne, who's an amazing fiddler, amazing vocalist and guitarist. She's a singer-songwriter too. She's multi-talented.
hmm
She plays a lot with Blue Rodeo and Matt Mays. Like, she's just incredible. Plays all over everywhere. And she had a couple days, and I was like, "Do you want to come and do some fiddle on this? I've never had fiddle, and you could add some vocals. I've never had any other vocals on any Graven recordings. It's always been me. Might be fun to try it." She was like, "Let's do it." And she was game. So that was the kind of the story of the sound. And then the songs, really, geographics is really just like, there is kind of a travel vibe to the songs. You're following characters, sometimes going to different places. It's a little bit descriptive in the lyrics. And then there's other songs that are kind of like geographically, I guess, like a map of my mind, like
hmm
some of my memories, some things that I struggle with my neuroses and stuff. And then, yeah, there's also a bit of the status of the current world today,
Yeah.
like a bit of a map of what's going on. And I do get a bit political on a few songs, and I never ever like doing that, but I just couldn't help it with one or two instances. It just kind of came out.
Yeah.
Uh, on these songs. And yeah, I just wanted it to be kind of like a singular voice, but maybe going in all different directions at times. That's kind of how Geographics was born.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Thanks, man.
Um, what makes you want to create a song and write a song? What is it that says that's a song for you?
Wow, it's a good question. That what is a song? I
Like,
think.
what makes you say, I'm going to commit this to a song? This is
Oh yeah.
needs to be in a song. Makes you want to write one.
Well, well, for me, I am a bit lucky in the sense, like, I've talked with other songwriters. Like, I had Mark from Elliot Brood on my podcast.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, a great songwriter. Is so talented. He was saying every day he sits down and writes. Like, every morning, his kid goes to school, his wife think has a job, and he's home. He makes himself sit down. He has a coffee, and he's like, "I'm going to write a song this morning." And for me, I can't do it that way. Like, for me, I'll go months sometimes without any song ideas, like nothing. And I'll be like, "Huh, maybe I'm just done writing songs, you know?" And then on a weekend, out of nowhere, after 3 or 4 months, I'll get like a download of like 8 or 10 or 12 song ideas out
Yeah.
of nowhere. And then I'm kind of keeping up, and I won't record or do them all, but I
Yeah.
think the essence of a song, Brian, that's a good question. I think it's like, comes down to a feel.
hmm
You're sort of like, this song I think is taking me somewhere. And I like also ones that surprise you. Like, you start writing and you're like, I really want to write about the world today and get political. So you start writing words that way. But then you're like, oh, actually, that's not what this song is about. Interesting. It's more about me and my
Hmm.
own journeys and faults or whatever. That kind of stuff too. I like how songs can morph and change as you write them and are there with them through the nurturing process.
Yeah, that's awesome. Very good. Um, I flipped through my little book here.
Yeah.
Um, I was curious. I was looking through your Bandcamp, and I liked these three albums that you have. I called them the triplets, the Golden Garage albums, one, two,
Oh
and
yeah.
three.
Oh yeah.
They have songs from. They appear to be like a collection. Each
Yeah.
album, and there's some that have songs on it from 30 years ago, and some from 2 or 3 years ago. So
Yeah.
what's the story behind those?
So yeah, the Golden Garage thing was I seen a few other musicians doing this too, but basically I came up with it as a way like every maybe 3 times a year, like I'll just kind of go through like I always have songs that are sitting around recorded and then older versions of stuff, when I was in different bands or maybe oh yeah, I forgot I recorded this acoustic version of that song in 2008 or whatever. And really what it was like just a way to make a little compilation, but also a way to offset the money that we don't get from streaming. So it's literally just like a digital album. It's all on Bandcamp. There's no merch with it. There's no vinyl, no CD, nothing. It's just digital. People can go there, and if they want to, you know, buy it, they can. And it's just a way of saying, hey, this is stuff that I've worked on, produced, cultivated, compiled it, curated it for you, and if you want to support it, you can. If you don't, no worries. That's the whole Golden Garage idea.
I love it. That's awesome. You have
Right.
tapped some pretty crazy talent in your time. Joel Plaskett, as you mentioned, Jim Bryson, to name a few.
Yeah.
How do you go about getting these names? You just like call them up and say, "Hey, hi." You don't know me,
Yeah.
but or maybe you do know them. So,
Brian, it's really because I'm just that good. No, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm not. No, no, really. It's because I think I just have always been good at connecting with people. And being from Ottawa, I always knew who Jim Bryson was, but I didn't know him.
yeah,
I'd never even run across him. I'd heard about his songs, was a fan from a distance. I really love that record he did with the Weaker Thans. It was a great album. I love them too. And, you know, I just sort of would follow along. I think we were Facebook friends for a while too, and I didn't know him in person, but eventually I was just like, what would you think about doing? Eventually, first it was a single, so the song Hymnal. I went out in one day and was just like, do you want to do one song together? And he was like, well, it would be this. And we can. So I did that. And then off of Hymnal, I was like, what if I have five more? I think that would connect with that one. And that was years, and Jim is a very interesting guy, but has like an incredible mind for songs. Like he's
cool.
just the best at being like, think that 10-second stretch, you could take that out. I think this could be there. And then at first you're like, oh, I don't know. And then you hear what he's put together and you're like, oh, it's perfect. Like he just understands music. Joel Plaskett was a friend. Like I met him years and years and years ago. So through that guy, Charles, that I mentioned to you, who
Mhm.
I met way back, Charles and Joel were good friends. And I always told Charles, like, man, I'm a huge Joel fan. I love Thrush Hermit, love his music. And he was like, oh, I think he's in town. I think he introduced me while he was there. And, East Coast Halifax folks, a lot of them they really don't have much ego. Like they're very like, yeah, cool. You want to chat? Yeah, nice to meet you. Where are you? Oh, you came out from Ontario. Awesome. And Joel was kind of like that. And then I got to know him, went to a few of his shows and introduced myself and said, I know your buddy Charles. And he's like, oh. Then I recorded some videos for him on a tour after like pitching that idea to him
Hmm.
and just live videos. And he was like, cool. So I knew him. And then eventually the time and the window came where COVID was just starting, things were starting to reopen.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'd love to come out and do like 8 songs out there. And do you want to mix them? And then he it worked with his time frame, and yeah, just I think that's it. It's a lot of like those people are busy and they have a lot going on, but if you stick at it and you just ask, it can't hurt to ask. So that's the way I look at life, is like I'll ask, and sometimes people say no, and it's okay, but you never know if you don't.
You don't try,
That's
right?
that's right. That stupid Gretzky expression, but it's true. It's like you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You have gone through a wide variety of genres in music. You've played all kinds of stuff, from metal and punk and all the way on up. When you do a show, I'm just kind of sitting here wondering, going, how does he decide what songs are gonna be in? I mean, that covers a lot of ground. Do you like to mix up your sets, or do you keep them
Uh,
thematically?
I don't know. Well, maybe there's other bands called Graven who have done metal stuff in the past, and there's other like Graven stuff online that's very, very heavy. All my music is just on the Bandcamp. So if you're talking about that, yeah,
Ah,
there's some songs on there that are heavier for sure, and then there's some songs that are more like folky and dialed down. So I do like these days, Brian. I do a lot of solo shows, so I play a lot more like acoustic and voice. Maybe some effects here and there, but I just kind of, if there's a song that's more punky on a recording, I'll strip it down and do it that way. But then if there's a chance for the band to play, like I have a 5-piece band that I love playing with, and they're all great guys, um, and there's a good budget for it, yeah, then we'll go like full blown rock and roll, a little bit of like alternative country. We
cool.
got pedal steel player named Tom, and yeah, it's great. Like I love all the different ways to to shake the change out of the couch. It's just how you do it, and I love like trying different things. So I won't ever be like, oh, this song is too heavy on the recording, because then I can just change it and give a different vibe. Maybe do it live with just my acoustic and my voice, and that can be fun too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
You have checked all the boxes, at least all the ones they've told me that I should check. Like you've done, you've built a community, you put out music consistently all the time, you're out playing, all the you started a podcast.
yeah.
I know how I work. I don't know how you work. Was that all part of a plan when you said to do that, or is that something that just comes by serendipitously?
No, it's funny you say that, because I think about, I sort of backed into doing music full time. Like it was like, you know, driving down a road thinking my life was kind of going this way, and then sort of like doing an 18-point turn to to get to where I am, because
Right on.
I was working a bunch of different jobs, and I had a young kid, and then um, COVID and the lockdowns and all that came, and I was doing about 3 jobs at the time. I was like a booker for a nightclub, a venue called Bar Robo in Ottawa. Worked for an egg delivery company, and also just did some odd jobs for my dad and stuff, and worked for a Christmas tree farm also. And but then when the lockdowns came, when COVID came, everything ended, and the one Christmas tree farm thing that stuck, but that's very seasonal. It
Of
happens really
course.
one time a year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just said, you know what? I don't know if you can you swear on this podcast, or
Yeah, I don't care.
no, I won't do it. I just said, you know what? Forget it. I'm just going to go into music full time, and everything kind of had been taken off my plate. And I just, relationship with my daughter's mom and I had just ended, and I was back to being like kind of on my own, but also a single dad. And I was like, if I'm going to take a chance and gamble on myself, this is about 6 years ago. I was like, the time to do it is now. There's not really going to be another time, and I'll have time when I'm not with my kid
Yeah.
to do this. So I did, and I started by doing live streams when no everybody was home, and I would just say, if you want to leave tips, please do. and that went well for a while. Sometimes there were like 100 people watching on Instagram, and I don't really know how a lot of that happened. Like Strombo was nice to me at points. He would pump my live stream, and that only happened a couple times. A lot of times it'd be like 20 or 30 people, and but I think you just I just kind of went down a road, and I think I'd always thought about it, so I probably had ideas that I was like, oh, I'd try that. The podcast thing is just really for fun, and it's just a therapeutic way for me to talk.
Yeah.
It's really just me a lot of the time. I have guests once in a while, like I did have Strombo on there.
Yeah, I listened
uh,
to that one. Yeah, that
oh
was
yeah,
great. Yeah,
thanks man.
that was really
Yeah, and
cool.
I do a lot of it is therapeutic. A lot of it is just me like getting stuff out, things that I need to say, and people are very kind and nice, and I don't make any money from that. It's literally just for fun, as you know. It's like
Yeah.
really it's a really fun outlet for me. And so I think that, yeah, I didn't really plan it out. I just kind of was doing it. And then I think you get so far down the road of doing something, of being in a certain lifestyle, that you're just like, I guess I'm okay. Oh, maybe I'll do this. You know, you're just trying to find ways to keep swimming.
Yeah,
So that's what I did.
that's cool. The 21st century music business is, well, it's killing the music business, I think, in my opinion,
Yeah.
anyways. Here you get the chance to put forth whatever you'd like in this one. What do you think needs to happen for
To
for artists to find themselves, I mean, pretty soon I don't think these artists are gonna be not needed anymore because of the way things are going.
yeah.
Um, what do you think we got to do to make things change in that respect? Like, the respect for the artist is going, and
Do you
we're
mean like so? What do you mean specifically? Talking about streaming, or are you talking about
I guess I'm talking about the whole ball of wax because
whole ball of
this,
wax?
yeah, the streaming, the playing, we got bands that are stopping touring because it's not feasible
I mean,
anymore.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, that part is crazy to me. I don't get that because I've never been at that level, but I've heard bands saying like, we had to cancel this tour because we are going to lose like 10 grand or something. I'm like, 10 grand? Like, what are you doing? But I know it's not their fault. It's just the way that the world is. Its expenses, costs,
oh yeah,
pre lockdown have changed and changed forever. And they don't want to gouge ticket sales either. They want to still make them semi affordable.
hmm
But yeah, if something's not working, you got to find another way to do it. And a couple years ago, I'm going to try and do more of these in the future, but started doing shows just out here in my backyard. Um, and, might have myself playing, maybe my friend Tom is playing steel, and then I get one other artist to come, either from out of town or whatever. And those are always really fun. Like they always seem to be kind of hits. People like the curated experiences where they can come and enjoy music somewhere different, somewhere that's a bit unique, somewhere where they're gonna, maybe they can listen to tunes, but also look at the stars and look at the trees, or just feel the wind blow by them a bit, and you're taking a gamble because it's outside, but so far, knock on wood, they've all gone well.
yeah,
But
right,
I think that's what you have to do, Brian, is give
yeah.
people unique experiences and try to not do the same things. Because I see musicians all the time and they're killing themselves by repeatedly doing the things that their friends are doing. They're like, how come it isn't working out? And it's like, well, you're playing at these places and this band has a bigger draw than you. You don't have as much of a draw, and you're playing at this place, which, to be honest, smells like piss and beer. And we all know those spots, and they can be great and very charming and unique and awesome too, and they can have great sound. But as people get older,
Yeah,
I'm approaching 50, they don't always want to go to those places. They
true.
they want to have like a unique experience. So it's just thinking outside the box a little bit, being like, there's this really, I've even thought about like just under bridges in towns, like being like, I'm gonna go and do a whole tour in different cities where I play under different bridges,
I'm thinking about
And
doing a a Legion tour. Matter of fact, I'm trying to going to do a couple of them up north.
That is so smart. I was talking with my friend Dan, who plays bass with me sometimes, and he's a great musician. We were talking about that and
Yeah.
how legions are these old, awesome, unused buildings.
Yeah.
And you can usually rent them for not too much money. And that includes a staff member who does bar for you. They, take all that stuff is taken care of. You don't have to provide any. If you get a sound system and you're good with setting that up, yeah, do more shows in legions. I
Yeah.
totally agree. That's a smart call. And like old churches,
Yeah.
uh, different spaces, just being open to play wherever,
My yeah, it's I've even done it to the point where I've decided here's how I get my music into the room. I do a 2 hour set. The first hour is a tribute show to either Hank Williams Sr., Stompin' Tom Connors,
That's awesome.
George Jones and Tammy Wynette. My
I
wife
love
sing,
it.
my wife sings with me.
That's
And
so cool.
I play at the senior center downtown here, and I do 2 concerts a year. And
That's
I pick a
cool.
tribute show, and I do that one, and then I play my stuff at the end.
That's
And
so awesome, dude. I
yeah,
love that.
so and I try to pull. Man, I even played on the platform for a train that we have that pulls up. It's called the Agua Canyon Tour Train,
Wow.
and it used to be the Algoma Central Railway, but now it just goes up to the Agua Canyon. And I said, "Hey, can I play for tips on your platform?" They said, "Yeah, sure."
Well, see that right there. That's being, intuitive. That's being like
Trying.
intelligent and just trying to do different things. And that is what musicians have to do. When they start to die, when I see musicians that are friends of mine, and don't get me wrong, there's days where I want to scream into the void too, because it
Yeah.
can be very soulless. But when I see musicians and they go online and they didn't get the grants, they didn't get this thing, they didn't get nominated for that, things aren't working out, then to me, I'm like, buddy, you should do something else because it's not for you. If that's what you're going after, those things will always let you down. Festival season for a musician of any level is still called rejection season for a reason,
I got a perfect
like,
record. 4 years,
oh,
never got one.
there you go. So you get it.
Four
Yeah,
years,
man.
never
It's
got a
it's
showcase.
it's. I know, dude.
I
I went
lied. I got
to.
a private showcase this year.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I went to OCFF once. Wait, FMO. Sorry, FMO.
FMO.
I
Now,
went
now,
to
now Folk Canada. Yeah.
I went to FMO right in Folk Canada now.
Yeah.
3 years ago, and it was great. I mean, I didn't get a showcase either. I applied for one, didn't get it,
Yeah.
but I talked to a lot of friends. I made some friends that I'm still in touch with who are great musicians. And that part I think is uh, unmatchable. It's
Mhm.
great,
That's what
but
I've done. Yeah, because there's no
it's a,
community in this town, but yeah,
I
there
mean,
I've got tons.
between you and me and everyone on your podcast, it's not cheap.
No.
It's not cheap to go there. It's not like just to drive to get yourself to whatever town it's in. Then they want you to usually stay in a hotel so you don't miss the action. Well, that's not cheap. And they give you a bit of a discount, which frankly isn't much. And then you have to pay a registration fee to be in the thing. And it's like, yeah, you get a musician discount too. But at the end of it, you're probably spending 500-600 bucks or more just on staying in a hotel and going to a conference
Yeah.
where you're not even guaranteed to get shit all out of it. Sorry for swearing, but
that's
it's true.
that's the way actually I saved a little bit of money this year is I my wife volunteered and I was a facilitator for one of the rooms.
That's good. Well,
Yeah.
smart,
So we
smart.
only had that going for us. Matt, we're coming down to the end of the wire, unfortunately, with Zoom here. So I want you to tell the folks where they can find more about you and Graven and all your music and your socials and all that fun stuff.
For sure. Well, I'm at Graven Canada on all the socials. My new record, Geographics, is out now. I'm releasing a song every Monday and Friday, all the way from starting this past Monday, Jan 26th, to Feb 27th on my Bandcamp. So graven.bandcamp.com. It's
Awesome.
only going to be there. You can listen, even if you don't want to download, you can listen to each track as it comes out. And I'm going to talk about each one on social media. And yeah, I hope you just come along for the ride. And Graventown is my podcast. Yeah.
There we go. That's it, folks. Thanks so much, Matt, for coming on the program. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Brian. Much love, man. Thanks for doing what you do.
You bet.